Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 19 of your daily dose of inspiration. I am Angela Joe, and I am so thrilled that you're joining me today. Today's topic is about kindness, and that kindness, in my opinion, is truly one of the coolest attributes there is. And I read this quote the other day and just loved it, and I want to share it with you now. It says, "Happiness is the new rich. Inner peace is the new success. Health is the new wealth. And kindness is the new cool." And I just thought that was so wise. And I want to just touch on the latter part of that about kindness being cool. And just last night, and it's affirmed me talking about this today, one of my sons and I were just having a conversation about world topics and different things that were, going on in the world we live in. And I love his insight because he's just so smart. He's so knowledgeable and he teaches me something new, several things new every time I talk to him. And I love to gain his perspective on just worldviews and different topics. So we were just talking about people in general, and he said the following. He said, "You know what, Mom? I just feel that people in general are kind." And my heart smiled. I was just like, I feel the same way. And then another conversation I had, this was years back with another one of my sons. I love when I have these mom son conversations. And we were talking about, he had heard an interview with this teacher. And this was before I think he even had children, with this teacher and her students, the parents of the students. And she was asking the parents what they wanted their children to grow up to be. And of course, you can imagine all the different parents were saying, "Oh, I want my, son to be a doctor, or my daughter to be a lawyer, or, whatever it might be, all different occupations." And then one of the parents said, "I just want my child to be kind." And I almost started crying. And I think actually my one son's daughter was little at the time, and we were both like, "That's it. That's really what it's all about." Kindness truly matters and makes such a difference in this world. Yet when we look at the world that we live in, we might think, "Boy, what's going on?" Because mostly everything that is reported, except on general news, you get the last like maybe minute and a half to 3 minutes of a good news story, but for the most part, we don't hear of all the good things that are happening. And it's one of my hidden goals I will share, is to have like a good news station, or to interview people about great stories that are making a difference. Anyway, that's another subject. So how do we make a difference? How do we make kindness cool? And even in our own lives, then make it so it will have a ripple effect in the world around us. The most obvious that I want to start with is to smile. I know that might sound super simple and super challenging right now with all of us wearing masks. But what I've noticed, I'm really being extra intentional with smiling with my eyes, and just really like almost like squinting, or just giving that extra gesture of um, lending people confidence and being friendly. And it was, when I was thinking about this topic, even though we have masks on, why is it that we might not speak as much, right? Because our mouths are covered, but people can still hear us. So, besides the smiling with the eyes and the body language and the gestures, hand gestures, being vocal, maybe having to be a little bit louder in expressing acts of kindness, but being aware of it and offering it more now that you know, I feel that we need it more than ever. And what I'm noticing is, as I do it, more people are reciprocating, especially with the smiling of the eyes. I see them doing the same thing. It's pretty cool. Another thought is, with all the technology today that we have, and just the influx of being bombarded with all the noise in the world when we allow it. I think sometimes the only way a lot of people correspond these days is via Zoom, via Facebook, via social media, text messages, email. And it's like that personal touch. Where is it? And even in the text messages, I'm trying to be more careful of this myself with even abbreviating, GM, good morning. Hello, say good morning. Okay. Or TTYL, talk to you later. How about, have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon. Just those extra little touches make such a difference to have like a heart conversation. If it's just through a text message, let it at least be more than just a thumbs up. Okay. But could you imagine if each of us went the other end of the spectrum and actually picked up our phones and had a conversation with somebody? Oh my goodness. I mean, I know I'm being a little sarcastic here, but seriously, just a heartfelt conversation. I know maybe a few weeks ago, I called a couple girlfriends that I hadn't spoken to probably in, oh, 9 months. And I just called to say hello, to see how they were. There was no agenda. I just really wanted to say hello. And I thought, why don't we do that more often? Just because we're in a pandemic, does that mean that we're crippling our social skills and our social graces to interact and communicate? So to me, that's a way of expressing kindness is picking up the phone genuinely. How are you? And connecting with people in a heart to heart fashion and listening. And then another area that I'm passionate about, and I know I'd say over the past several years, not been as intentional and diligent in this area, is sending out cards. I have a list of everybody's birthday, and I would always send out cards to everybody. And I haven't done that as much in the past several years since texting and since social media. And that's one area I'm making a point of in being more diligent. Just yesterday, I sent out like 7 different cards. And it just feels good because when you get something in the mail, do you go, oh, my Comcast bill? Or if you get a card in the mail, do you get excited about that? Right? So do, those extra little things to people, sending out those cards, making those phone calls. And it's kind of like a boomerang effect that reciprocation, you're being blessed in it as well because you're offering an act of kindness. So, there's so many other ways that are bigger than that, like even paying for somebody's coffee. That's if you're going through a drive-through, pay for the person's coffee behind you. I love doing stuff like that and like kind of waiting to see their expression. It's priceless, or at a restaurant if you can afford to pay for a meal of somebody as well. That's a huge blessing. But I think the biggest thing is, the biggest thing is being aware of the opportunities that are out there for you to offer kindness, for you to be friendly to people and to just be good and to show that goodness and that gladness and that joy in kind ways with each other. And I think just even every day asking, present me with an opportunity to be kind to somebody. And it will make such a difference in your world and in the world of someone else as well. So thanks for listening today. Love to hear your comments on how you spread kindness with people. And remember that your gifts and talents are truly amazing and a gift from God. And what you do with them is your gift back to Him and to others. So thank you for listening today. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.